Hey everyone, and welcome to the IR4 YouTube channel and also podcast. Just want to make sure if you get the chance, hop over to our IR4 page and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as our Patreon page, as this is where we produce most of our content. We will be posting a coin review unless I'm on vacation or something, pretty much every Tuesday, free to the world, which is today, and of course Saturday for members, which is that one right here, and every Thursday evening we post a nice, fun, informative, and engaging update and podcast episode. So make sure to subscribe to both of those and just get your brain waves created and learn with us, grow with us, and make some solid money with us. Yeah. Let's go chat crypto markets, shall we? And right now this is equity. Pull it up. Let's go look at Bitcoin, Big Daddy Bitcoin. Starting to stretch its legs a little bit. This pink line is really just kind of like a bigger term perspective of what it makes sense to me that Bitcoin will do from here. The blue line on your screen is the 100 simple moving average on a weekly chart, which will be a very strong support. It's at 3,600. Remember, I know this is laughable, but Bitcoin was at 1,000 right about a year ago. So still some just astronomical growth. And again, for all those, if you bought up here in the 20,000, that doesn't mean Bitcoin's legit or not legit. It just means you're a bad investor and you don't know how to read charts. So, if you're buying high, sorry, right? If you're down, for anyone who got in, I mean, again, unless you got in anytime before November, you were still up on your cryptos, on your Bitcoin, at least. So here's the 50 EMA on the weekly chart. That's that green line holding it up nicely. And you'll notice this red down trend line. This is going to be a pretty gnarly trend for Bitcoin to break. And if it does, though, I mean, things will be a little bit more calm, a little bit more succinct. These green lines were just some support lines that I drew, which ironically enough, Bitcoin interacting really nicely with. Some good volume coming in here recently. And again, as this legislation thing starts passing over, more legislation is a good thing, in my opinion, for the crypto space, especially with the ICOs, the fraudulent ICOs that we've been mentioning are definitely impeding a lot of the progress and just bamboozling a lot of investors. So Bitcoin below the 200 simple moving average is a big event for sure. And again, I still think for the preceding future, we're going to have some pretty good chop, meaning we're just going to trade sideways and not do very much. This is going to be a period where we'll get a lot of investors will just be getting bored with it. They will lose, touch. They won't really look at the charts. They won't do any analysis or research. They'll just kind of stop caring. And I know a lot of, that's just the overall cycle, right? Not hot, not moving up, it gets boring. That's when a lot of people will just start, getting frustrated with it. They'll start bailing, and eventually, my overall take is that it does go higher. Something with this market cap, this strength, this growth, this giant news fervor that occurred in just a few short months is not going to go anywhere anytime soon. And again, this just from September, right? 4,000 in September to 20,000. We've only been down. I mean, from the absolute peak since mid-December, ladies and gentlemen. That's not very long, 3-4 months at its max. So this is healthy what's happening right now. I'm glad. I'm not saying Bitcoin's going to go to 100,000. I did mention it was going to go to 40,000 this year. That was my target back. We posted back in November, which still could happen, right? It's just going to take a while. And it might not happen this year, of course, but it will, I think, in my opinion, hit 40,000. It's just going to take some time. But very, very big rock resistance here at 12. So before we get to 40, we're going to have to break 12. That's going to be the big baby. And we could do something like this for a while, which again, no qualms about it, my friends. That for active investors, you're going to have a lot of fun trading these ranges and this accumulation down here on Bitcoin. The really fun talk is EOS XBT, which is buying EOS with your Bitcoin. And I did snag one or two. It didn't quite get down to my 200 simple moving average, which is this red line, so I got very, very close, but unfortunately didn't quite get a chance to pull back. But this was a nice, healthy pullback. I had bought a lot of EOS XBT back in here, sold a lot of it up here, and then sold some more right there. Exit all my position right there, and I bought a little bit more at the 100, bought a little bit more here, and had a nice sizable position down there at the 200, which we just didn't quite get to. Now, of course, we could easily rotate back down and hit the 200. That is entirely plausible, and time will tell if we actually get there or not, which makes sense that we do. But here's the weekly, and again, the weekly just had tons and tons of black candles in a row. So let me kind of start zooming in. So it makes sense that we're buying. So the big, very interesting thing is going to be, will we really hold this ground or will we break lower? And we're going to be finding that out soon. I mean, we take out the low of this white candle on EOS XBT and EOS specifically. We take out this support. That's going to be a big deal. We certainly will go lower, maybe even all the way back to where this whole thing started. And that would just be a really big move to consider. Because again, this is EOS, buying EOS with XBT, which is Bitcoin in Kraken. Now, if you go to EOS US dollar, for example, through Bitfinex, and we go over here to the daily chart, again, brand new data. So this thing, the 200 just formed. And I do love this candle. I really like the inside bearish candle that we have against this bullish candle. And there's some really nice support resistance right about there. So this break below, retest, kind of pop back into here, could trade sideways and really kind of start rocking out of here, but it does really need to break above the high of yesterday's candle. And if that can happen, I mean, this is a pretty good sign for EOS. This pullback that occurred also really was nicely into this old resistance right back here, almost from the start. That has acted as a support resistance level before. That's exactly what we bounced off of at $4. We'll see if she pops. I do like the volume. I do like the fact that it's at the 200. And, we will see. Here's Dash. There's a little D-A-S. D-A-S. Dash. Let's go to Dash. Look at USD on Kraken. And what I like about these two candles is they have almost the exact same low. Almost to the penny, which is a big deal in this market. So it's 10 cents from being a perfect tweezer bottom. So if Dash can break above 447.54, I think she too can slowly start grinding higher. And this one has been a monumental pullback. I mean, from the $1,500 space all the way down to 400. I mean, that's just massive, but volatility is here. Here's the weekly chart on Dash US dollar, and what's a good takeaway is some nice higher lows right there. And again, this is a good area for us to, accumulate. Smart money start hopping in, and board money starts hopping out. Ethereum US dollar, not doing all that much, a pretty strong pullback. I still think that this one could pull back all the way to 392. It's very possible. Huge breakdown. There's a lot of news again with the ASIC miners, pretty much just having some really revolutionary and big changes with Ethereum and the way Ethereum has been mining, and all the ICOs that or ERC22 tokens, or ICOs that were created with that. A lot of those getting the kibosh by the SEC and getting paid out by Ether, or getting owned by Ether could be kind of a bad thing, and probably will be initially. I still could see Ethereum trading back down to the high threes, and again at that point, that's really where we should start that accumulation process, trading sideways, and then eventually start cranking out, maybe September towards the end of the year. Obviously, this space can move very fast at the blink of an eye, and only time will tell, but for right now, my thought process is I'm accumulating, I'm waiting, finding some good areas to buy, and the strong one is still Litecoin. Litecoin is one of the stronger ones, respecting that 200 simple like I respected my mother in kindergarten. I mean, really nice resistance here, nice trend line, but beautiful bounce off the 200. I mean, you could not have asked for a better buy. And the good news about that is it is making a higher low. So this is the weekly chart, and again, Litecoin only been around for a while, but the 50 EMA is coming up. Charlie Lee selling pretty much at 400, did mention that he will still be around and still be kind of going through the flagship process with Litecoin until it gets back above all-time highs, which, who knows if that's true, if that's adequate. But it's at 169. 169 was an unfathomably high number for me on Litecoin just 8 months ago, back in here. So it's incredible that it's doing this, but again, very nice morning star reversal. I love the bounce off the 200, but Litecoin also has a lot of battle ahead of it, a lot of chop. So any kind of bad news could just totally derail this train. But the good news is any coin that you really look at has put in some solid lows that occurred on the 18th of March, so pretty much over the weekend. If those lows get taken out, we're going to see some bloodbaths, especially if it happens anytime soon. Now, those lows could get taken out a ways down the road. It won't be nearly as bad. So if Litecoin did something like this, where you trade up to here, and they kind of did that, and they kind of chopped down, it wouldn't be quite as bad if we do that, but and that's doable. But if we do something like this, where we just take this out and just get a big bearish candle tomorrow or next 2 or 3 days, that's going to be rough. On Litecoin and most coins, we're going to see some pretty massive selling. I'm not saying that's going to occur, but you could always, and kind of always should plan for, your worst case scenarios. But at this point, that's kind of my review. If you guys have any requests, feel free to post them in the comment section below. When I do post a coin update, this is what it looks like. And, there's no comments, but we're still growing. We only have, for the IR4, the IR4 YouTube channel, we only have like 107 subscribers. But feel free to post in your comment section below down here. I'll be posting a free coin review every Tuesday, and I'll be happy to look at your requests each and every Tuesday. And again, if you ever want to subscribe to our channel, I'll be posting insider updates on Saturdays and also really fun and cool reviews on Thursdays. And again, just your overall interesting content that we post as well, like this automated dock in China. Some cool stuff. I'll be posting another really cool video next week. Actually, tomorrow on some of the big data companies in China. This Travis guy, we're going to be interviewing him next week. He's amazing. Love that dude. Anyway, that's pretty much it for me, folks. Thanks so much for being here. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And I'll see you next week in the free review. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'll see you in the next podcast that we post. Just make sure to subscribe. You guys are amazing.